Imagine waking up one morning and feeling a strange sense of urgency, a whisper inside your mind saying, "A time is moving faster than you think." You look around and the world seems to be racing ahead. People achieving things, creating opportunities, making progress, and you can't help but feel a twinge of worry. Not because you're incapable, but because somewhere along the way you've realized that the skills that truly matter are not yet in your hands. Life doesn't wait for anyone. Opportunities don't knock twice, and moments lost are moments that never come back. Let me tell you something very important. The skill to adapt, to learn continuously, is no longer optional. It's essential. In the past, it may have been enough to follow a conventional path, to get a degree, to find a job, and to work steadily for decades. That world is gone. Today, the pace of change is relentless. Industries rise and fall, technology reshapes the way we live, and the knowledge we acquire today can become obsolete tomorrow. Those who fail to evolve are left behind, not because they lack talent, but because they didn't cultivate the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn when life demanded it. Think about the great innovators, the leaders, the people who inspire millions. What sets them apart isn't just intelligence or luck. It's their willingness to embrace change, to view challenges as teachers rather than obstacles. They see setbacks as signals, failures as feedback, and every new experience as a chance to grow. They don't panic when the ground beneath them shifts. They adapt, they innovate, they rise. This skill, this mindset, is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary ones. Let me share a story with you. There was a man who spent decades in a stable job, confident in the knowledge that he was secure. One day, the company underwent a massive transformation, introducing new systems and technologies that made his traditional skills less relevant. Panic set in. Fear whispered that it was too late, and yet he had a choice. He could either complain, resist, and watch his career crumble, or he could embrace the change, learn the new skills required, and reinvent himself. He chose the latter. Within a few years, not only did he regain his position, but he became a leader in the very field that had once terrified him. His secret? The relentless pursuit of growth, the willingness to adapt, and the courage to step out of his comfort zone. Adaptability is not just about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about positioning yourself so that when life throws the unexpected at you, you are ready to respond with confidence, not fear. It's the skill that allows you to pivot when opportunities appear in unusual places, to see solutions where others see problems, and to create value when the world is demanding something new. And the beauty of this skill is that it is available to anyone willing to commit, to anyone who chooses to take responsibility for their own growth. Now, let's talk about learning itself. There is a difference between knowing and learning. Knowledge is static. It's what you have accumulated so far. Learning, on the other hand, is dynamic. It's the engine that fuels your ability to evolve. Continuous learning is not about collecting certificates or titles. It's about the curiosity to explore, the discipline to practice, and the humility to acknowledge that there is always more to discover. Every book you read, every conversation you engage in, every challenge you face, these are all opportunities to sharpen your mind and expand your perspective. But here's the catch. Many people resist this skill because it feels uncomfortable. Growth requires effort, and effort often comes with temporary discomfort. We resist change because it challenges our routines, threatens our sense of security, and demands that we face uncertainty. Yet, the truth is that comfort is the enemy of progress. Those who cling to the familiar often find themselves watching from the sidelines while the world accelerates past them. The question you must ask yourself is simple. Do you want to be a passenger in your own life, or do you want to be the driver? Adaptation and continuous learning are not abstract concepts. They are practical, actionable, and transformative. Start small. Reflect on your failures, not with regret, but with curiosity. Ask yourself what lessons lie beneath every setback. What opportunities are hidden behind every obstacle? Over time, these small acts compound, creating a resilience and flexibility that becomes a superpower in the modern world. And here's the most important part. Mastering this skill before it's too late is not just about personal success. It's about influence. It's about contribution. It's about living a life that leaves a legacy. The people who can adapt, who can learn continuously, are the ones who uplift others, who inspire change, and who shape the future rather than passively watching it unfold. So, as you sit here today, take a moment to reflect. Are you waiting for the perfect time to start, or are you ready to embrace the skill that could transform your life? Remember, time does not pause. Opportunities do not linger. The skill to adapt and to learn is waiting for you, and it can be the difference between a life of regret and a life of extraordinary fulfillment. Money can come and go, opportunities can appear and vanish, but there is one skill that stands the test of time: the ability to manage yourself and your resources. This skill is the quiet engine behind every success story, the invisible force that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who endlessly chase them. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how wisely you use what you have: your time, your energy, your relationships, and yes, your finances. Because without this skill, all the talent, education, or luck in the world can easily slip through your fingers. Think about your day for a moment. How often do you find yourself running from one task to another, exhausted at the end of the day, wondering where the hours went? Time is the one resource that is truly non-renewable. Once it's gone forever. The skill of managing yourself begins here, understanding the power of every hour, every minute, every choice. The great achievers don't try to do everything. They prioritize what matters most. They invest their time in actions that compound value, not in busy work that leaves them drained and frustrated. Managing yourself also means mastering your energy. Time is finite, but energy is renewable if used wisely. Have you noticed that some people seem unstoppable, even when the world is chaotic around them? They are not superhuman. They have simply learned to manage their energy, to align their tasks with their peak performance moments, and to recharge strategically. They know when to push and when to pause, when to focus and when to step back. This skill, often overlooked, is what turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Then comes relationships. The people we surround ourselves with can either lift us higher or weigh us down. The skill of managing yourself includes being intentional about the company you keep, seeking out mentors, peers, and collaborators who challenge you, inspire you, and hold you accountable. Life has a funny way of reflecting back the influence of those around us. Invest in relationships wisely and watch doors open, ideas flourish, and support appear in the most unexpected places. And of course, there's the skill of managing finances. Rohn often said, "It's not what you make, it's what you keep." Wealth is built not merely by earning, but by controlling, allocating, and investing resources wisely. It's about understanding the difference between wants and needs, between consumption and investment, between short-term gratification and long-term gain. Those who master this skill have the freedom to take risks, pursue opportunities, and live life on their own terms, rather than being held hostage by circumstance. Let me give you a story. There was a young woman with a modest income, but big dreams. Every month, she meticulously tracked her spending, prioritized her savings, and invested in learning that would increase her skills and income. She didn't chase every trend or every shiny opportunity. Instead, she focused on long-term growth. Years later, she found herself financially stable, deeply knowledgeable, and in a position to seize opportunities that would have seemed impossible before. Her secret wasn't luck. It was the disciplined skill of managing herself and her resources effectively. This skill also teaches a profound principle: ownership and responsibility. You cannot control every external factor, but you can control your actions, your decisions, and your habits. When you take full responsibility for your time, your energy, your relationships, and your money, you empower yourself. You stop waiting for the perfect opportunity or the perfect circumstances, because you realize that your resources, when managed wisely, can create your own opportunities. But like any skill, it requires practice, discipline, and reflection. Start small. Track your daily activities and notice where your time is leaking. Observe your energy patterns and align tasks to your natural rhythms. Review your spending and ask whether each expense moves you closer to your goals or farther from them. Surround yourself with people who elevate your thinking and inspire growth. These small, deliberate actions compound over time into habits that transform not only your results, but your entire life. Managing yourself and your resources more than just efficiency or productivity. It's about freedom. It's about creating a life where you are in control, where your choices reflect your priorities, and where you have the capacity to respond to challenges with clarity rather than panic. It's the skill that allows you to take advantage of opportunities when they arise, to handle setbacks with resilience, and to live intentionally rather than reactively. So as you think about the life you want to build, remember this: your success is directly proportional to your ability to manage yourself and your resources. Time, energy, relationships, money. These are your tools, your leverage, your foundation. Master this skill and you create a life of abundance, influence, and fulfillment. Neglect it, and no amount of talent, luck, or ambition can save you from frustration. The choice is yours, and the time to start is now. The ability to communicate, to influence, and to inspire is a skill that far outlasts any degree, certificate, or title you may earn. Life will judge you not only by what you know, but by how effectively you can share it with others, how powerfully you can connect, and how deeply you can leave a positive mark on people's lives. Some people have ideas, dreams, and visions, yet they remain invisible because they lack the ability to express themselves. Others, with modest knowledge, move mountains because they can communicate their message and rally people to their cause. Think for a moment about the world's most successful leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries. What is their common trait? It is not just intelligence or luck. It is the mastery of influence through communication. They understand that words are not merely sounds. They are instruments of transformation. The ability to convey ideas with clarity, to persuade without coercion, and to inspire without imposing is a superpower. And the best part is, this skill is learned. It is not reserved for the naturally gifted. It is reserved for those willing to practice, refine, and take responsibility for the impact they have on others. Communication is more than talking. It is the art of listening, observing, and understanding. Many people believe that influencing others means convincing them to agree with you. In reality, influence begins with empathy, the ability to truly hear and understand the other person's perspective. When you communicate with empathy, your words carry weight because they resonate with truth, authenticity, and shared understanding. People don't follow scripts. They follow people who make them feel seen, valued, and inspired. Consider this story. A young manager was struggling to lead his team. His ideas were brilliant, but his team was disengaged, unmotivated, and skeptical. He realized that the problem wasn't his vision, it was how he was communicating it. So he began listening more, asking questions, and connecting with each team member personally. He learned to tell stories that highlighted the team's potential, to acknowledge their contributions, and to articulate a shared purpose. Slowly but surely, the team transformed. Productivity increased, morale soared, and the manager discovered a truth that applies to all areas of life. The ability to influence and inspire through communication is more powerful than authority, position, or control. Influence is not manipulation. It is leadership expressed through connection. It is the ability to spark action, ignite motivation, and create belief in something greater than oneself. Whether you are speaking to one person or 1,000, the principles remain the same: clarity, authenticity, and emotional resonance. When you communicate with these elements, you do not just transfer information, you awaken imagination, courage, and determination in others. Inspiration, the highest form of influence, is born when your communication aligns with action. People are drawn not to empty words, but to lived example. Jim Rohn often said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Imagine what happens when your words and actions inspire others to grow, to rise, and to pursue their potential. One well-placed idea, one honest conversation, or one motivating speech can set off a chain reaction that transforms careers, families, communities, and even nations. But this skill requires practice, courage, and self-awareness. Many fear speaking up, fear being misunderstood, or fear rejection. Yet every great communicator began exactly where you are, facing uncertainty, grappling with self-doubt, and learning one conversation at a time. Start small. Practice expressing your ideas clearly. Observe how people respond, refine your delivery, and build confidence through repetition. Seek feedback, embrace mistakes, and remember that every attempt strengthens your ability to connect. Remember, communication is not about being perfect. It's about being genuine. People respond to authenticity. They follow leaders who demonstrate clarity of purpose, empathy and connection, and consistency in action. By mastering this skill, you amplify your impact exponentially. You become someone who not only achieves personal success, but also multiplies success in others. Your words have the power to educate, elevate, and empower. Time and again, history has shown that progress and transformation do not happen in isolation. They happen through people who can articulate vision, inspire commitment, and mobilize others toward shared goals. If you want to leave a lasting legacy, if you want to make a difference that outlives your lifetime, this skill is non-negotiable. It is the bridge between your potential and your influence, between your ideas and the world's action. So as you reflect on your life, ask yourself, how well do I communicate? How effectively do I inspire others? Am I influencing positively, or am I leaving my ideas unheard? The power to change lives, to impact communities, and to leave a legacy resides in your ability to speak, to connect, and to motivate. Invest in this skill and watch as doors open, as opportunities multiply, and as the people around you rise alongside you. The ability to communicate, influence, and inspire is the skill that transforms knowledge into action, vision into reality, and potential into extraordinary achievement. Master this, and nothing can stop the ripple effect of your impact. Now listen carefully. Life is not waiting for your permission. Time does not pause. Opportunities do not linger, and success does not knock twice. The skills we've talked about today, the ability to adapt and learn continuously, to manage yourself and your resources, and to communicate, influence, and inspire, these are not just tools. They are the keys to a life of purpose, impact, and fulfillment. Imagine the life you could live if you embraced these skills today, if you refuse to let fear or hesitation hold you back. Picture yourself facing challenges with confidence, seizing opportunities with clarity, and leaving a legacy that others will admire and follow. Every great achievement begins with a decision to act, a decision to grow, a decision to rise above mediocrity. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Take control of your time, your energy, your relationships, and your resources. Commit to learning, to growing, to adapting. Speak with purpose, act with courage, and inspire those around you to reach higher than they ever imagined. Remember this: small choices repeated consistently create massive results. One action today can set off a chain reaction that transforms your life. One conversation, one habit, one step forward can take you closer to the person you were meant to become. Do not underestimate the power within you. You have the ability to shape your destiny, to influence the world, and to create a life that others only dream about. So rise up, embrace these skills before it's too late, and refuse to settle for anything less than extraordinary. The world needs your contribution, your passion, and your leadership. Step into your greatness. Start today. Make the commitment. Own your life. And watch as doors open, possibilities unfold, and your impact becomes unstoppable.